going to get right on the reading today because I have a little bit more than I think I've ever read before. Exodus 18, verse 13 is where we start. The next day, Moses took his seat to hear the people's disputes against each other. They waited before him from morning till evening. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that Moses was doing for the people, he asked, "What are you really accomplishing here? Why are you trying to do all of this alone while everyone stands around you from morning till evening?" So Moses replied, "Because the people come to me to get a ruling from God. When a dispute arises, they come to me, and I'm the one who settles the case between the quarreling parties. I inform the people of God's decrees and give them instructions. You're going to wear yourself out, and the people too. This job is too heavy a burden for you to handle all by yourself." "This is not good," Moses' father-in-law exclaimed. "Now listen to me, and let me give you a word of advice, and may God be with you. You should continue to be the people's representative before God, bringing their disputes to Him. Teach them God's decrees and give them His instructions. Show them how to conduct their lives. But select from the people some capable, honest men who fear God and hate bribes. Appoint them as leaders over groups of 1,000, 150, and 10. They should always be available to solve the people's common disputes, but have them bring the major cases to you. Let the leaders decide the smaller matters themselves. They will help you carry the load, making the task easier for you. If you follow this advice, and if God commands you to do so, then you will be able to endure the pressures, and all these peoples will go home in peace." Moses listened to his father-in-law's advice and followed his suggestions. Well, God was in it. Moses received some counsel from his father-in-law. Moses was taking the responsibility of being the leader to the extreme and feeling as if he owed everybody a time for them to be able to hear and be heard and to exclaim and proclaim their problems. And as a result of Moses trying to deal with everybody's issues, it was too much for him and it was too much for them. And as Moses' father-in-law stood on the sidelines and looked in, he was like, "Hey, this is not healthy and it's never going to work long term. You need to kind of diversify and you need to appoint some other leaders to help along the journey." So my word to you today, church, as we look into the Word of God and we're seeking His wisdom, is in your own life. Do you need someone to come alongside of you to say, "Hey, you need to kind of take some stuff off your plate and hand it to someone else that can handle it, and you just deal with these specific issues that are important and critical to you and for the overall accomplishment of what you've been called to do?" So I had some wise advice given to me a while back. I don't even remember who it was that gave the illustration for me and saying, like, you have a plate in front of you and only so much can fit on that plate. And so if you want to add something else to it, you need to take something else off. And it's kind of like this right here, what Moses' father-in-law is saying to him. So I have to decide what is important on my plate and what I need and what God has asked me to do. And I want to accomplish those things because it's easy to get caught up in too much and trying to be too much to too many people. So heed the warning of advice, see what you can give to others, diversify what's happening in your life, and stay focused on what's important. May God bless you today. Let's be His church.